Welcome everyone in this new live development video about building an auto battle game. In this video, we're not going to do anything in the project, so if you wanna skip it, you can. What are we going to talk about here? We're going to talk about the next steps when it comes to implementing abilities and stats in the game. We're first gonna start with stats, then we're gonna implement abilities, and it's going to be quite a lot of work, uh, as you can see here. So this is the tech design of the stats and the ability system, which I've done in the past days. So in this video, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the tech design. How is it supposed to work? How things are modular? What does it allow? What it prevents us from doing? I spent quite a lot of time making sure that this system was quite modular, which to make to allow us to expand it, to create many different abilities, which are all looking like auto battler abilities, to make sure to make sure the system was as modular as I wanted. I spent quite a lot of time choosing heroes from others auto battlers, reading their abilities and trying to see how they could be implemented with that system, and that maybe change a lot of things. So in this video, we're going to go over that, or at least the small part we're going to do. We're just gonna go over the start part, the stat part for now, and we're going to see the rest of the logic afterwards. So I'm not sure if you remember, but we went over the tech design of the fight zone, the battlefields, etc. And we left aside something in here on the right: ability manager, ability staff, units, and that's exactly what I've done. I've expanded all the stuff in here. So everything which was about abilities and stats. So we're gonna zoom in real quick. No worries about how big and messy that is. This is actually I think it's quite clear to understand how it goes once I'll explain it to you. But we're just gonna focus on that part for that video: the units, the combat units, the stat manager, and how we're going to handle stats and what are stats. So units are going to have a stat manager, which is not going to be replicated, so it's going to be local. So in every machine, a stat manager is going to be spawned for a unit with a bunch of stats, which we're going to specify for each unit we want. Stats can be stuff such as health, mana, level, armor, attack speed, etc., etc. You can see that. The software I'm using to build this is Xmind, and I will link that tech design in the video description if you want to download it and check this out. So the stat manager is going to handle a list of stats, and instead of having float values like health, level, etc., this stat manager is going to make us able to handle stats such their maximum value, their current value, and potentials modifiers. So for instance, if I have 10 damage, maybe I have a buff which adds 20% damage to my stats, and the stat manager is going to have some kind of way to read the damage stats and to add any modifiers to them, to it, and give them the real damage value with every stat modifier it has. The same goes for every other stat. So it's going to be kind of an automatized way to read and modify stats during runtime. It's not going to handle any replication. The only stat that is going to be replicated is the health, and it's going to be handled by the combat unit. So the stat manager is going to tell us whenever a stat is modified, else, mana, stuff like that. And we're going to be able to react to these events. So the combat unit is going to be able to say that, hey, my else has been modified from here. The server is going to replicate that. And we're going to have some kind of way to store all the information regarding stats, whether it be their name, their icon, or their description if needed. And we're also going to display these stats on the ladder in a tooltip, in the unit tooltip. So this is for the stat part. And the ability system is going to use these stats to do stuff. For example, the ability system is going to check if we have enough mana to start an ability. It's going to check out if we have some kind of attack range or ability range bonus, and it's going to modify how ability behave depending on our stats, on the stats of the unit. And the stat modifier are going to be applied by many things in the game, such as passive abilities, statues, like buffs and debuffs, maybe items, and maybe other sources such as tribe bonuses or stuff like that. So many things are going to use stat modifiers to modify the value of these stats, whether they be, to modify the value of these stats. So that's going to be it for that video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.